So in this episode, and maybe the next couple episodes, I want to put you up on something I call target playlists, or targeting playlists, or targeted playlists. It's not an official term, I just made it up, but it sounds good to me, so let's make it official. If I had to come up with a brand-worthy name for the technique, I'd call it the playlist manifestation method of songwriting and production. Like say, man, I want today's song to knock and just... Okay, what song do you already know that makes you want to do that? Put it on the playlist. I want today's song to hit me deep and make me feel whatever that last word is going to be. Do you have songs that already make you feel that way? Put them on the playlist. Basically, with a targeting playlist, you're priming your mind to be creative in a certain direction. Think of it like a vision board of musical ideas. You can put playlists like these together before you start your session and basically manifest your desired outcome. It's a great tool for someone who has to deliver under pressure in that it helps you make decisions faster. It can unblock you. It can get you unstuck. It's also a good way to get inspired on those days you didn't wake up with a great idea. Maybe I can show better than tell, so let me hit you with the... So I call this Song Builders, and my name is
Chris Henderson.
Chris Henderson.
Wow, Chris Henderson.
Deep Henderson.
Okay.
Yes.
What I do here is I deconstruct popular songs, usually suggested by you guys. I build them back up or build something completely new, all while finding certain tips and tricks to help you build better songs in your own catalog. I've written and produced Grammy-winning work.
Thank you, Grammy Academy, for giving us the Grammy for Best Collabo. Thanks, T-Pain. Thanks, Chris Henderson.
Already won.
We already
Hit
won.
songs on several multi-platinum albums. I've had a record-breaking #1, and a few songs that people now consider classics. Consider me your qualified songwriter-producer guide, your music mentor. And if you're doing this on a bigger level, today let me be your reminder of why you love it. So for this exercise, I gotta decide what kind of song to try first. Then we'll create a new playlist from scratch and build a song from it. This is Song Builders after all, and a song will be built. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. And share it if you learned something. Don't be stingy. Do I choose one of these sync pictures to do? Do I work from one of these other playlists I already have? Let's see. Alright, here's something that's been on my mind. But as I'm shooting this, my college homecoming just happened. And it was cool, I had a good time. I got there kind of late, but I think I chose the right parties on the right nights. So on Saturday night, there was this sneaker ball. And it was live as hell, while DJ Precise was spinning. But sometime after midnight, they switched to another DJ, and I won't say he's trash because I don't know his work for real, but I don't think he's used to working this particular age group, that 10 to 25 year HBCU reunion crowd. Didn't notice any problems while he was playing trap stuff. But then he started an old school set, and I remember Rock With You playing, Michael Jackson. One of the best songs ever made, so of course everybody was grooving. And then from there, he made a dope transition into Kiss, Prince. And then he said something like, you know, if I played Michael and Prince, you know what's coming next, right? So I'm thinking Stevie Wonder, All I Do. But then he says, Whitney. Not the answer I expected, but dope. He's playing I Want to Dance With Somebody. Okay, cool, but now we dance like... And if he doesn't play the right next record soon, he might kill it. He says, I'm gonna slow it down for y'all. Now, if you're at a black college homecoming and the DJ says he's about to slow it down, he better play. Or he better be playing. And if he ain't playing that, come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really... He plays Whitney Houston again, I Have Nothing. Who wants to be 10 to 20 years out of school and say, I have nothing? Who's trying to sing along to that in that moment? Let me give an example. So just picture the vibe for that night. It was sexy, fun, and at that moment, retro, but way more melanated. And we knew the vibe was in danger at that point. Now the DJ, oh, I'm gonna slow it down for you. Kills the whole vibe, clears the dance floor, and he lets this thing keep playing. Maybe he did it on purpose. Maybe he figured it's time for people to go to the bathroom, go get something to eat, get some drinks, take pictures with your friends, catch up, sit down, rest. I don't know. So on that note, I think today I'm in the mood to make a throwback style R&B slow jam. Something that would have been worthy of that coveted homecoming slow it down spot, if it came out back then. The kind of song that wouldn't have done the damage that not reading the room ass DJ did. So now that I have today's mission, we can start building that playlist. So my personal top 5 for today. While I put them in, I'll tell you what it is I like about them that I want to recapture in this new song. So it's kind of like affirmations. I think the perfect slow jam for the moment that night would have been Superstar by Usher.
Spotlight,
mixtape.
It's fast enough to groove, but it's still a slow jam. The chords feel good, just kind of put a smile on your face. Like, I like the key and the tone he's singing in. Like, he's not screaming, he's in his comfortable talking range, and then he's sliding up to that dope falsetto. And that cadence or pattern he's singing in, it's not super predictable or boring. I gotta get a Prince slow jam in there. His slow jam lyrics, they're never just surface. He gets in that falsetto and he like speaks to a woman's subconscious or something. Not the way a dude would normally approach it. My favorites from him are Do Me Baby, International Lover, Insatiable, and Adore. And if I had to pick one, let's go with Adore. Now this next song is one of my earliest memories. Like, for some reason I could see myself in the backseat of my mother's car, and this song was playing a lot. Yeah. Even now being grown, it's like when I hear it, it puts a smile on my face and just makes me feel good for some reason. So if I could capture that good feeling, maybe it's that synth sound. I think I want to find a sound like that. Maybe if I put a filter on it. Ooh, you know what's got the perfect slow jam tempo? I love this pocket, and as far as this groove is concerned, like, it hasn't been overused already like some of the other Isley classics. Can I use 2 Isley Brother joints? Yes, it's my rules. What's the tempo on this one? Hold on. I might make this new song 82 tempo, or in that neighborhood. We'll see how it works. Okay, what's that? 4? Okay, 5. Okay, I like this record. It's not old school, but it has that throwback sound. Okay, I wish I could play it longer, but... Now, what I love about this record is that dramatic pause right before the hook. And I like the way the lyrics on this are fun and flirty and not taking itself too seriously. So I want our new record to be fun like that. So I made my top 5. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, no pressure. But when you try this at home, ignore the hit factor and make a playlist that's personal to you. The songs that you love, the songs that mean something to your history. For me, it makes the process more fun and creative. I'll just remind myself that it's not about how good the song turns out. It's just about going through the process today. I'm gonna listen, vibe, let it sink in and flow through me. So just like with reading or eating, the things that you take in are going to mix up inside you, be digested. Then what comes out is the product of whatever you consumed, plus however it's been transformed passing through you.
And I'm sensitive about my shit.
R&B Bob Ross, let's go. Let's build. And if you've seen any of my content before, you know that when I'm describing tracks, I first pay attention to 3 main elements, and that's tempo, melody, and soundscape. So I have a tempo. I think one thing that all of the songs have in common, I hear some live drum licks, rim shots, chimes. Now, 3 out of the 5 songs have kind of similar soundscapes. Like the Usher and the 2 Isley joints kind of have similar little phase effects on the electric pianos and guitars. They kind of have like little synthy or guitarish sound on the highlight instruments. So I could kind of see a soundscape coming together in common with that. I know it's easier for me on what I have now to just recreate those little synths and maybe some guitar. Maybe. That soundscape and tempo. Now melody, we gotta decide on some chords. You could just kind of freestyle chords on keyboard or guitar, but that's if you play instruments. If you don't have a vibe right away, then I would use a technique that I call chord mining. Basically, you're picking through songs to find chords that you can work with. So one way you can do it is sound out chords from a song and then change the order around. So for my sample guys out there, it's like chopping samples. Like, let me go to my feel good R&B list and pick a song. Zoom. Then maybe change the order of those chords, like. As you play through chords, start humming melodies. Find out which ones you hear a lot of good melodies to. Now I call these melody babbles. You gotta get in the zone and act like nobody's watching. And so you don't forget, just go to your voice notes and record some of these babbles. First, you're just babbling melodies, and yeah, they're pretty embarrassing. But then, as you keep going, get in the zone. And sometimes certain things sound like words, sometimes actual words and phrases are coming out that you're thinking of on the spot. You might have your whole hook spelled out from this, you might have your whole verse spelled out from it, or something that might later be the bridge. So that's one idea. But another way you could do it is like partially sound out a chord progression, but instead of doing it exactly how it is, kind of change it up. So the way I do this is I'll start sounding out the chord progression, then in the middle of it, just forget what happens next and find my own way to resolve the progression. Therefore, it makes it original. Let's go to another playlist. Remember, I have one called Scoring and Instrumental Textures. So some of these chords might be big, cinematic, and might work. Let's randomly select one.
Guess you're too cool.
Let me lower it about a half step because I am a dude. Then forget how the rest of it went and just find your own way back. Might take some trial and error. So play through these options and find which ones you can sound out good melodies to off rip. I think I'll choose this one. It kind of fits the playlist. Now for me, all I need is a click and one sound, preferably playing chords. But that's enough for me to imagine the rest of the song and start making melodies. But some songwriters want a more complete track with instruments and vibes going on before they can activate. So this time I'll add a couple more vibes. The electric piano sound is holding down the chords by itself right now. So I think the sound needs a couple more layers. Let's find a sound that's kind of like that Isley thing. Let me see. Just keep that. Let's record some of these melodies while I got it. Just so you know that, yeah, I'ma go there. As far as babbles, I generally do 2 or 3 off the top of my head. Yeah, and you know, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you remind me lie. Then on the second one, I try to make it a point to do whatever the opposite is of what I did in the first one. I'm trying to cover every range I can think of. So, now I'm 22, and I'm falling back in love with you. And I'll never do something. And I'm you. Ooh. See, I don't do this shit for everybody. And I know you won't forget about it. And when you pop up on my phone, you know it's on. Now, none of this is set in stone because you don't have words yet. Some people don't care about the lyrics as long as they like the beat and the melody.
Well, I do.
So unplug from that for a second. Then what I want you to do is set your timer for about 5 minutes. What I want you to do is just brainstorm. Take out your pad or your notes on the phone. I prefer the laptop, and write down your brainstorm. Your thoughts on what are you hearing while this track is playing. First, it's going to be key words. Think of the moods that these chords put you in. Play the chords quietly, loudly, inside your head, whatever's best for you. You feeling warm and fuzzy? You feeling sexy? You feeling tense? Anger? Is it like releasing tension? Is it sad? Is it melancholy? Lock into that mood. Now in this particular case, I know I'm doing a throwback R&B slow jam, and I've kind of narrowed it down based on the theme of like different moods that I could go by. So I'll choose between those. Now I want you to start writing names of people, places, things you associate with this moment. See, I'm not trying to think up lyrics just yet. Right now I'm just setting triggers. People, places, things that will trigger events and pictures in my memory and imagination. And as you keep writing, you're gonna naturally find expanding thoughts on these triggers. I'm writing down girls' names. That's leading me to places where the memories occurred, things that occurred. You can place yourself in those moments, like what is she wearing? What else is in the corner of your eye in this room, setting, or place? Stories are starting to unfold. What were you feeling at the time? What else did you notice about the setting? What did you smell? What were you thinking as all this was going on? Now you're not just pulling random words out of your vocabulary. You're confined to a certain space, a certain time. Now as you keep writing, some of these words will start triggering phrases. Some of these phrases are starting to look like dope bars. Some of these bars are starting to rhyme. And after a while, you might start catching a groove and a cadence. Either you started a flow or you now have things that are starting to build a story. Time's up. Now highlight these cool moments in your brainstorm. But keep in mind, you don't have to do everything on every song. Some songs are going to be your precious little babies, and others are going to be your exercises and learning points between your masterpieces. Take the pressure off yourself. Now play your melody babble. Just so you know that, go back and forth. Melody babble. Brainstorm. Some things come together, some things start clashing. Do some of these lines start fitting into the melody outline? Do melodies start coming out of some of these words? Some things have to change about the melody outline? Do you have to lose some words to make it fit? Now normally this goes on faster inside my head. Now some of the ideas you throw away are going to be just as good as the ones you keep. Don't stress about that. Just know that every good idea can be used later in the song or on another idea altogether. Maybe by now you have it all figured out, maybe you're still unsure about some things. But don't even wait until you're sure before you finally jump off the ledge. Because it's time to start your next babble, but this one's not really going to be a babble because now you have a cheat sheet of words that work and phrases that trigger your mind. Round two is even if these notes don't make up a complete verse. For your company. Eventually you got to go ahead and spit that first line out. Just spit the line out. I think I got a hook idea. Not the smartest idea, but it feels good. Let me see.
Will your name pop up in my phone? It's automatic. Damn. And suddenly I got energy. Because she get me up and at it. Then give me 3 before you sleep. And we gon' wake up to another round 1. Round 2 is on me. Get rounds 3 and 4. Get the raindrops falling on it. Then when you leave, I just let it breathe. You got me feeling for your company. Yeah.
Hook right here.
But I ain't fucking just for kicks, no. I don't do like this for everybody. Girl, I'm making this official. No, nobody got me so. I ain't fucking just for kicks, no. I can't be doing this for everybody. So we making this official. Nobody ever got me so.
Okay. Let's do another one.
Will your name pop up in my phone? It's automatic. Damn. And suddenly I got energy. Because she get me up and
So, what have we learned? Playlists can be an effective tool to prime your mind for whatever type of music you're trying to create. I hope you learned how to listen to songs you love in a different way, deconstruct and figure out what it is you love about them. You can learn to build it for yourself. Different chords inspire different melodies and therefore evoke different emotions. Use this fact to make the listener feel how you want them to feel when they hear it. This is how people who make music for film and TV think. So what else did you learn? You tell me. Hit me on my comments, find me on my socials. Maybe I'll start doing chord packs. Sign up to my email list and be the first to know if I add another product or service to the lineup. I hope this helps you build better songs in your own catalog, and as always, peace and keep building.
for your company.